iRacing Arcade released a few days ago, and 3 days after release it's sitting on mixed reviews. What's up with this game? Is it a big disappointment or a hidden gem? I bought it on release day and played through the career mode to share my experience with you. I will explain its good and bad sides, so that by the end of the video you will not only know the reasons for those mixed reviews, you will also know if the game is for you. The career starts in the Fiat 500 Cup, where I run into my first issue. The hardest difficulty was way too hard, I could barely follow the train. The easier difficulty was way too easy. I was just driving away. It doesn't help that there's no quali in the career mode. You start the first race from the back and then in the reverse championship standings. I'm not gonna lie, I felt a bit lost and I understood the bad reviews. I bounced between too hard and too easy races. I was confused about the missing quali sessions. I wondered why there's no multiplayer matchmaking. Until I upgraded my base. I got my first boost and suddenly it clicked. The races became fun, I could compete on the highest difficulty and I started to enjoy the chaos. I even took some time to play around with my HQ and paint my cars. That's when I realized the game has a massive branding issue. It's not called something something arcade by iRacing or something something arcade by iRacing Studios, it's called iRacing Arcade. And when you think of iRacing, you think of sweaty, try-hard racing, hours of practice to compete in one of the best matchmaking experiences in all of gaming, and this is not it. It's not a sweaty, try-hard racing game. It's something else. It's something beautiful. It's a really cute looking, chill and casual arcade game that's having a try-hardy core, which shows a surprising attention to detail. Let's head in and explore it. I got caught by the gameplay loop, which is racing, level up and earn money to upgrade your base, get better boosts and more cars, race and repeat. You have 12 weeks with different series and a week 13 which features a special endurance event. The higher you level up, the more series you will unlock. You will be able to race in 3, 4, 5 and even up to 6 races per week, or you can hire AI drivers and send them to race for your team, which adds a management layer to the gameplay. The depth of the racing experience is surprisingly deep for an arcade game. Visually, you see how a racing line develops over the course of the race, but also gameplay wise. And one of my first longer races I overfueled during my pit stop, and I paid the price by losing my spot and finishing only in second. The next race I obviously got greedy, I pushed too far and underfueled, meaning I had to take the pit stop of shame in the last lap and watch the grid blasting past me. The pit stops themselves are extremely fun on their own because they are completely without assistance. You need to steer the car yourself through the pit lane, which can lead to some awkward moments. At the same time, it's extremely satisfying when you pull off that perfect pit stop and overtake the AI in the pits. The tire wear also has a noticeable impact on your performance, which opens the door to all kinds of crazy stories. Sometimes you're in a comfortable lead, you think you are just driving at home, only to get stunned when you realize that the AI undercut you. The AI itself is really fun to race against. It's a chaotic pack of cars that will give you a lot of joy and headaches. You will have great battles that span a half lap, you will have crazy moments which will sometimes tilt you. But it's not a big deal. After all, it's a single player game, which means you can restart and take revenge. And other times, your boosts will come in clutch. The AI tried to screw me here, but I had a boost which gave me more power when I lost the position, so that I could clutch the race out in the last few turns and save my season. Speaking of boosts, as you level up your base, you will unlock better boosts, which will give you better advantages or just look cool. Picking a few examples, there's Friendly Steward, which allows you to cut corners in your next race and avoid a penalty to gain an advantage. Or you can use Tire Source, which gives you ridiculous grip on your first lap. It feels amazing to slice through the field, but don't feel too confident. Sometimes you will regret it. One of my favorites is Glass Rocket, which gives you more power and more grip at the cost of durability. Damage is not only a visual thing, it also slows you down and can completely flip the strategy of your race. We talked about the racing, let's talk about the content. The game features 8 cars, and while that doesn't sound like a lot, they are very similar to the iRacing system. Each car has a very distinct feel to it. The Fiat 500 is your classical shitbox. The touring cars feel understeery like you know it, while the Porsche has the loose rear we all fell in love with. Open wheelers have a ton of grip, feel very planted even over curbs, and can we appreciate this sound for a moment? Okay, let's move on before the millennials go down the memory lane. The LMP and hypercars are similar, but they are more prone to, as you might note from Sims, hooking into curbs, which causes an immediate code brown. Overall, there are 14 tracks which, like the cars, have a very distinct feel and style. It's so much fun to navigate your car through the precise curbs of Mexico, or race in a big pack around Lime Rock and try to outsmart the AI, or try to survive the walls of Miami. Now let's address the most important questions. Is it the game for you? And is it worth the price tag? The first question is easy to answer. The game is optimized for fun and not for competition. If you are a sweaty tryhard and can't take an L, that's probably not for you. You will get crashed out a lot, there's no official matchmaking, and while you can host private lobbies and play with friends, ultimately you will end up disappointed. I would compare iRacing arcades to games like Dakar, rally games, indie games like Art of Rally, or games like Wreckfest, mostly games which you don't want to race in a competitive multiplayer setting. Casual fun racers which you play to relax, have some fun, or while you are listening to a podcast because you don't want to raw dog it. If you are into those kind of games, then you will enjoy iRacing Arcade a lot. I mean, you can see how much fun I had in the 10 hours I played it. Is it worth the price tag? The game is currently priced at $25 or €24.50, but there's a hidden $5 discount. Stay till the end if you don't want to miss it. Now obviously I can't judge it for you, but I can give you feedback based on my personal experience, and for me it's almost worth it. Almost, because it has a few issues. And I will be very nitpicky here, but I feel like I have to be because it's a full release and not an early access game. Two technical details are missing, there's no borderless windowed mode, and there aren't any advanced controller settings for things like dead zones. Both are not that big of a deal, but I still feel like those things should be part of a game in this price range in 2026. There is, however, a bigger technical issue. The game doesn't support the Steam Cloud, which means that you can't sync your saves between different devices. I imagine this can be a deal breaker for some people who want to utilize the Steam Deck. Next, the career is great and it's doing many things right, but I still run into a few flawed design choices. The gameplay loop around AI drivers becomes stale once you sit on a bank. You can always pick from all available drivers, and you almost always make profits when you sign the best drivers, who will win every race without the need of any boosts. That's a problem because usually you would burn your boosts for them, giving you less for your own races, but you would increase their chances of doing well, which adds more strategy. When they win anyways, the whole thing becomes pointless. Another thing are the difficulty settings. With the exception of the first few races, I played my whole career on the hardest difficulty, which is challenging in most series, but sometimes it could still be a bit more challenging. Especially the open wheel series felt a bit too easy. The thing is, when you create your own race or series in free play, then there's already a preset for the alien difficulty. And not only that, you can also play around with the sliders and create your own difficulty setting. I wonder why you don't have those options in the career. They would solve so many issues in the early game and in the late game. I would love to push the AI to the limit. I would love to get forced to spend all my money on more buildings so that I can roll the best boosts for every week if I want to compete. Right now that's not possible, and don't get me wrong, the game is still quite challenging, and if you play racing games only casually you will have a ton of fun, but it would still be great if you could adjust the career to your personal preferences. There's absolutely no downside to it. This is important in context with my last point. I maxed my HQ and unlocked every series after around 8 hours. And you need around 12 hours to finish every series at least once on your own. I'm still having fun, I still enjoy it and will play it for a couple more hours, but progression wise it's a bit on the short end, and things like difficulty sliders would drastically improve its longevity. I feel like the lack of tracks will eventually show and make the gameplay stale if you can't customize it. I enjoy it, and I think if you enjoy those kind of games, you will enjoy it too. If those drawbacks don't bother you, then go for it, you will have many enjoyable moments. If you aren't sure, then wishlist it, wait for a sale, it's a solid deal at 25% off, and a steal should it reach anything beyond 50% off. You can also connect your iRacing Arcade account to your iRacing account if you have one, and you will receive a $5 credit in your iRacing wallet, which will basically push the price down to $20. Please leave a like if you found this helpful. It's the first time I did a video like this, so I'm curious to know if you like it. I would also like to hear your thoughts or experiences with the game in the comments, and yeah, I wish you all the best for your next game or race, and hopefully see you next time. Goodbye.